Hello, and welcome to Body Evolution's June 15th workout of the day. Our workout is a 12-minute AMRAP, 12 handstand push-ups or push-ups, 9 power snatch, and 6 overhead squat. The power snatch weight will be the same weight that you use for the overhead squat. You cannot change the weight between the two movements, so when determining which level you are, which should be easy because you should be following what level method assessed you at, the weight goes from 135 and 95 for the ladies all the way down to an empty barbell of 45 and 35. When you're deciding on the weight, you should base it off of your overhead squat. So if your overhead squat is choice, and you also have the ability to do handstand push-ups, I would say if you're choosing to do brown, you should be able to do a large set of handstand push-ups, like 15 to 20 unbroken. If you are unable to do that many, then you should probably do purple and also keep the weight that's in purple, 115 and 75. And then in blue, orange, and yellow, it goes down to push-ups. Push-ups with the hand release still count as RX, and box push-ups. And then the weights decrease as well. If overhead squat is just not a position you can get into, we can scale that to front squat. And then for those of you guys at home, the overhead squat would become a weighted squat, either with a backpack or a goblet hold squat of any kind. Find something heavy. You could hold the backpack in front. You could put the backpack on your back. You could put one of your children on your back. And then, or if you decide that that's not going to work, where you don't have anything weighted, you could just double the reps. So I would say 12 handstand push-ups and 12 air squats. The power snatch, you could either do a single arm dumbbell snatch, which you could use anything again. You could use that backpack and hit the ground and go overhead. You could use a can, a water bottle, something like that. If you decide to do that, then do 9 on each arm, and then 12 air squats. So it would be 12 push-ups, 12 push-ups, 9 on each arm of a water bottle power snatch, and then 12 air squats. So 12, 9, 12. If you decide that you don't have anything that you want to do snatches with, I would say for the at-home workouts, 12 push-ups, 12 plank walk-ups. Plank walk-up, again, is the one where you're going to be on your elbows and you'll go up, up, down, down. That's 1. And then 12 air squats. So 12 handstand push-ups, 12 plank walk-ups, 12 air squats. That could be the at-home version. Specifically, Amanda and Robbie, who are on vacation this week, that's probably what they're going to be doing if you look to see their score. Now, for those of you guys in class, like I said, we're going to have we'll have the weights chosen for both movements. So whatever you choose for power snatch, what you have to use for overhead squat, we'll have the stations set up. And if you're someone who's doing handstand push-ups, the station that you'll be using will be close to the wall, and I'll have the weights set up for those people. So don't expect to find a bar with 95, 65 close to the wall. Make sense? The push-ups would be chest to the ground, elbows locked out. Power snatch is where the bar is even with your belt line and your hands are spread so that they're hanging with the bar at your belt line. You're going to tap the weights to the ground and go overhead in one motion. The 6 overhead squats is where the bar stays overhead and then you drop into the overhead squats. You should be able to perform overhead squats unbroken, although you might not choose to. If you're familiar with the rep scheme, 12, 9, 6, a lot of people will recognize that as a DT rep scheme, and similar to the snatch DT that I've had the classes do before, the power snatch and the overhead squat go smoothly into each other. So one strategy might be do 8 power snatch. Okay, I just finished my 8th. I'm going to set the bar down, shake it out, and then you'll get the bar, do your 9th power snatch, and then go right into the overhead squats, and possibly do all 6 unbroken. If you have that ability, that's a great way to do it. So you'll have to rest the correct amount to hit those same numbers every time. If that's what your thought process is, I'm going to do 8 unbroken, and then drop, and do 1, and then a 6th overhead squat. Also, if you're at home and doing this workout, just so you know, the 9th power snatch can be a squat snatch. any of the snatches that you pick up could be a squat snatch, but the 9th one would be the 9th power snatch and the first overhead squat. That rule doesn't apply to the snatch DT, but I thought it'd be fun to try it out here. So that's the workout. I struggled picking out time for this, so the 12-minute choice is actually, I'm hoping that people choose the right weight where they can complete 5 rounds. 5 rounds, so the significance of that, it's DT. 5 rounds of 12.96 is DT. I didn't want to do five rounds of this because there's some people that can do handstand push-ups and might not be able to do 5 rounds of 12. So, and if that's the case, maybe they scale back the handstand push-ups to 8. You cannot scale back the handstand push-ups further than that though. It just creates a whole different workout. So keep that in mind. Now, the warm-up, we're going to warm up with PVC pass-throughs. So again, I'm in that snatch grip. We're going to keep the elbows locked. That's 1. Reverse pass-throughs, elbows locked, shrug, over, that's 1. Oops. If anybody was actually watching this video, I'm sure they would laugh at that. So if you are watching this, let me know that you laughed at me just now, because that'll prove that you're actually watching. PVC over-under, the shoulder stretch. Now, those of you guys that are learning how to do these on YouTube, the PVC should be shoulder height, elbows should be locked out, and I'm going to go hand that is open, so palms to the sky, over the palm that's down. See what I did there? Elbows stayed locked, and I'm still shoulder height. You want to go as far apart as you can while still keeping the elbows locked and cross it. So if I'm like here, that's not far enough. If I go here, that's not good enough either. It should be arms touch and the elbows stay locked. That's 1, that's 2. You should feel the back of the shoulder. After 5, switch hands and then go the other way. 5 PVC overhead squats. Push your knuckles towards the sky. Elbows are, I should say, pockets of the elbows are sticking up to the sky. And then shrugging just a little bit, opening my armpits to show you, so you guys can see them. You're going to drive your knees towards your toes and sit down. Okay? Look straight ahead with your eyes, try not to look down. Then we'll do the dive bomber. So drop the PVC, dive bomb. Do 3 of each. Then the thoracic bridge, hovering with the knees. We're gonna kick our leg through, one arm is down, thoracic bridge, shoulder up. Then we're gonna do squat plus thoracic rotation. So I'm in the squat position, trying to rotate with the knees, with heels down. Then we're gonna do the perfect stretch. Step out, lock the knee, roll, right elbow, right foot, right hand. Lying S-waves, I'm gonna show you guys that standing up. S-wave, S-wave, and then black burns. Box stretch and wrist stretch. So wrist stretch is this one. Box stretch is where you put your hands on the box and push your chest out. Okay, grab the barbell or PVC, do the warm up. Got the good mornings. Then 5 back squats, 5 strict press, 5 elbow rotations. I'm trying to go fast so you guys don't have to listen to all of this. 5 elbow rotations, and then 5 more overhead squats. This time you're using a barbell, so it's different than PVC. Then in class, we're going to do a 5-minute EMOM, working on the snatches. We'll do a snatch high pull. The snatch high pull is where we would start from the ground with weights on the bar. This is, if you don't have any weights on the bar, this is as low as you need to get. And high pull, okay? You should be able to pause on your toes if you really want to get good at Olympic lifting. Then a hang power snatch, which I would prefer to the knee. Then we'll do a low hang power snatch just below the knee, right here. Then we'll do an overhead squat. That's one little circuit. We're gonna do that every minute on the minute. Then we'll do 3 rounds of negative handstand push-ups or push-ups, depending on which level you choose to do. And then 3 to 5 handstand push-ups, kips allowed, and push-ups. If you're not doing handstand push-ups, there's no reason for you to warm up with them. So, and then 4 handstand push-ups, 3 power snatch, and 2 overhead squats. We'll do the final thing we do before the actual workout begins. Okay? And then afterwards, let's stretch out by doing some forward fold, some wrist stretch, and some passive hang and box stretch. You gotta stretch out the legs, the hips, and the lats. Okay? Now, the accessory stuff. If you guys are following along, I did put the accessory on Hspu WOD today, so hopefully you guys see that. Got a little band here. These are like $2. You can buy them on Amazon. They give you, I think, 5 for $5 or something like that. It does not matter. Depending on the brand, the color will be completely different. So this is green, and I think it's a lighter band, but it's also about to perform better. If you get power systems, green could mean heavy. So don't trust the color just because that's the one you use at the gym. If you buy one on Amazon, it doesn't matter what company you buy, but just don't trust the color. Go by how it feels. So, you know, do a blind test at the gym and then go home and do the same thing. Yep, that feels good. All right, the accessory work is 3 rounds of 100-foot monster walk. For those of you guys that have been to class before and we've done this in accessory, you're gonna put the band just above the knee. You can straighten it out so it's not pulling your hair off. Keep your toes pointed straight ahead. The big problem when we do monster walks is that there's not enough pressure outward. So I'm gonna squat ever so slightly. If you wanna see how I look, I'm keeping good posture. I'm not like rounding my back and keeping my abs tight. I have just a slight bend in my knee. Then I'm gonna try and keep my knees over my heels. Monster walk is forward and backward. So 50 feet forward and 50 feet backward. Notice I'm keeping that knee over the heel, and I'm not moving. I'm not losing the toes. So notice how I walk. I'm not taking big steps, walking backward and then 50 feet forward. Keeping the knees over the heels. What do I mean there? I mean, if you're just like this, see, I'm not purposeful. If you don't feel out here, you're doing something wrong. It's not a bad exercise, you're doing it wrong. Yep, maybe I'm a little salty today. I'm tired of people saying that it's not a good exercise or all that crap, or not a good workout. You did it wrong. Maybe you didn't understand it. The band around the feet. We're gonna do lateral banded walk. So you see how I have the band? It's around my middle of my foot, essentially, right below the laces. Lateral walk, again, knees are over the heels, and I'm taking steps, taking small steps. If you're just doing this, you might still feel something, but be purposeful. I had a great question in class the other day where someone asked me, how do they get more mobile? And I said, it's the same thing for everything. If you want to get better at something, your practice has to be purposeful and with intent. I have no problem with anybody being talkative or social during class or warm-ups or anything, but when they're doing it, like, they still have to be purposeful. I can talk about my weekend and still be like, I'm doing the PVC. I'm still keeping it here. I'm not just standing here. Or I'm not just doing them like this. Yeah, how was your weekend? Okay, so there's nothing wrong with any of that. I'm just saying, if you want to make the most of these accessory things, be purposeful and with intent. Plank walk up, I demonstrated earlier. That was for Amanda and Robbie at home. The plank walk up, you want to go slow with it. If you're doing the 1 minute, be on your elbows and go up to the hands and then back down. Time it for a minute, go nice and slow. The accessory stuff should not be timed. Overall, for rounds, obviously if it says for time, like 1 minute plank walk up, you should time it. But don't time it overall, like 3 rounds shouldn't be, got it done in 6 minutes. It should be purposeful. That's why we don't time it. It should be focused on getting better. All right? Thanks, guys.